Howdy, y'all. I'm Brylan. Do you remember this?
Point is, people now know that a lot of times the U.S. government has lied to them and has done stuff for their self-interest over the American citizens. And my point to, the president was when I was like, dude, I'm the Russian guy. Like, I figured out the FBI lied to the world. Hillary paid for it. Like, you got to just give me like 27 seconds. Like, let's put this stuff out. And it was a monster fight to get the Nunes memo out, to get all those documents out. But there's a way to do it. Now that Americans know that other stuff exists, I think President Trump's strongest point, I think he said this publicly, is like he's going to have one of these offices or commissions that puts this stuff out. And everyone can request information, be like, hey, I want the Bay of Pigs information out. I want the whatever documents out. And I think that's the way to do it.
The Epstein documents.
Right. The Epstein Black Book, like on day one.
The Iran-Contra documents.
This was Kash Patel, who is now the director of the FBI, saying that the Epstein list would be a day one thing. He's promised this for quite a long time. It wasn't just on Timcast. Listen to this. Real quick, would you consider hitting that thumbs up button? You know when you like this video, you're not agreeing with the insanity, but you're helping push it out to more people to help spread the truth.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book?
FBI.
But who? That is, I mean, there's...
that's under direct control of the director of the FBI.
But the Black Book, it's not just sitting. I mean, that's Hoover power times 10.
And to me, that's a thing I think President Trump should run on. On day one, roll out the Black Book. And not just that. On day one, roll out all of the text messaging communications we were told were deleted.
And once again, this was Kash Patel quite a while ago when he was on Glenn Beck's show, talking about how the Epstein Black Book, the list, in fact, everything needs to be declassified day one. In fact, it went as far as about 2 weeks ago now, on February 11th, 2025, Glenn Beck was on Patrick Bet-David's podcast where he said this.
The only thing I care about is the scandal of the pedophiles, and in the next 10 days, you're going to see the Epstein file released.
In the next 10 days?
Next 10 days.
Oh, please. You think in the next 10 days the whole thing's going to be released?
Yeah.
And what kind of information do you have to be able to be that certain about it?
I plead the fifth.
In the next 10 days?
The next 10 days.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Next 10 days.
You're teasing millions who want that list.
Day number one, Kash Patel walks in. By the end of the day, it will be released.
Oh, please.
Did Kash Patel get confirmed yet?
Not yet. They
Not
delayed
yet.
it.
Did RFK get confirmed yet?
Not yet.
Tulsi? None of them.
House, not Senate. Yeah.
So as soon as he's confirmed, his first day, it will be released.
Oh, I can't wait.
So exactly 10 days after that clip of Glenn Beck on the Patrick Bet-David podcast, it was Kash Patel's first day as FBI director. It has now been 5 days since Kash Patel has been sworn in, and still no list. In fact, Marsha Blackburn asked Kash Patel to release the unredacted flight names and island footage after claiming Democrats have blocked her from doing so for years. And Elon Musk actually responded to this and said, yes. Gunther Engelman said, isn't it sitting on Pam Bondi's desk? Don't these people realize that Americans don't trust them? A sitting member of Congress begged Epstein for campaign donations in 2018, well after he was convicted. We need to see every name, no exceptions. People are asking the right questions. Like Jeremy from The Quartering said, where are the Epstein files? We didn't say day one. You guys did. The Hodge twins said, do we know why the Epstein files haven't been released yet? And just today on February 26th, Rep. Tim Burchett, I love this guy, absolutely love this man. He said, the longer Americans go without seeing the Epstein list, the more weary they get about whether they will get the full truth. Expose the perverts. Now, Burchett is absolutely right here. The longer it gets from day one, the more trust we lose. Now, I'm not saying that you should just hook, line, and sinker trust anybody and everybody if they're in the government now, in the Trump administration. But we have seen a lot happening that indicates things can get done. But this is not getting done, and it was promised to get done. So what's happening? Ken Berry said the American people paid to fund all of this. They deserve to see it all. It may not be pleasant, but it's necessary. Healing often involves more pain up front for the healing to start. You know, I've never understood the excuse that things have to be classified and held back from the American people because it's better for the American people not to know because of the extent of the depravity, the evil, the wickedness. Like, we can't handle it as Americans, as just regular people. But all this has done has created an atmosphere within our government for these elites to think that they can just do whatever they want and get away with it because they can just classify all the information. Now, apparently, the intel community is destroying the evidence. Charlie Kirk said that he's hearing this from very credible sources. It's not just him claiming this. Anna Paulina Luna, who was actually put in charge to oversee the release of the JFK files, the Epstein files, all the things. She said there is a massive war happening in the intelligence agencies right now. The corruption being exposed right now is actual treason. This goes deep. Like, this is wild stuff. Anna Paulina Luna also said on February 11th and February 19th, House Oversight sent a letter to the DOJ asking for status on releasing the Epstein files as well as JFK. The DOJ has not responded, reaching out on X because we can't seem to get a response from the AG. AG Pam Bondi, what is the status of the documents? These documents were ordered to be declassified. Now, Michael Schellenberger responded to all this and said that FBI whistleblower Garrett O'Boyle confirmed to me that a source inside the FBI said FBI employees were destroying evidence on servers and that he informed Kash Patel. I hope he and Pam Bondi, John Ratcliffe, Elon Musk, and Anna Paulina are preventing this. We urgently need disclosure. He also added, I hope real Donald Trump and Tulsi Gabbard are alert to any insider threats that could be destroying evidence that belongs to the American people. Don't let abusers of power cover up their tracks. To clarify, Garrett reports that his source said that FBI is or was operating standalone servers. Are they really destroying the evidence now? Like, is there even still evidence? Is there still a black book? Have they really just sat around and when all of this incriminating evidence, this log, this book, this photo, this video that has my name, my face, all over it, let's just tuck this away for someday. For what reason? Like, why keep any of that evidence anyway? You know, anybody that was involved in any of this within the government that had the power to be able to get their hands on this footage or these logs or these lists, you don't think they would have done something already? Like, they're just sitting around going, okay, that drawer holds the end of everything for me. And not just me, but I mean, think about all the hundreds or possibly thousands of people that could be implicated in this, and they're all just like, what? Hang on to the evidence until, because we might need it someday? To do what? No, what they're going to do is they're going to go, we need to get rid of this evidence. The second that they could, they would have. It's unless the people holding on to it were holding on to it to, basically have these politicians in their pockets. That makes a lot of sense when you think about it because, well, then they hold all the power over these people, over these elites. But to be at the point now where Kash Patel has been sworn in for 5 days and we have no updates from Pat Bondi, Kash Patel, zero updates on what's going on from them. All we have are whistleblowers and people coming in anonymously saying this is what's happening over here and evidence is being destroyed. and, there was just the little black book or these files or these classified documents over here or this video footage is now getting destroyed because it wasn't already. Why aren't they keeping us up to speed with what's really going on? We need to be asking these questions. Where are the files? And also, never forget this, that Senator Durbin, a radical leftist Democrat, said this about the Epstein files. This is what they think. This is how stupid they think you are as just a regular American.
Why won't you subpoena Jeffrey Epstein's flight logs?
So who are you?
Hillary Vaughn with Fox.
With Fox, of course. I don't know anything about his flight logs.
But why won't you subpoena them? Why don't you want to know?
I don't know the issue. I know who Epstein was, but I certainly don't know anything about the issue.
Well, he was charged with trafficking, so why don't you want to know who was utilizing his private plane?
Never been raised by anyone.
Well, Senator Blackburn has wanted to subpoena them, and there hasn't been a vote in your committee.
Said a word to me. Not a word.
But aren't you curious, like, what high-profile or powerful people might be closeted predators and pedophiles? Doesn't that concern you?
Of course.
So why won't you subpoena them if you can?
It's the first time anyone has raised it. Thank you, Fox.
It sounds like what he's saying is he's never heard of this issue. What are you talking about, subpoenaing these files? What do you mean? No one's ever brought this up before. I have no idea what you're talking about. Psalm 37 puts it perfectly. Look at verse 12. The wicked plots against the righteous and gnashes his teeth at him. But the Lord laughs at the wicked, for he sees that his day is coming. In verse 14 and 15 as well. The wicked draw the sword and bend their bows to bring down the poor and needy, to slay those whose way is upright. Their sword shall enter their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. But hey, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, join this community. I would love to hear from you on a regular basis. And please, hit that thumbs up button. When you like this video, it'll get pushed out to more people, and it would really help spread the truth. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.